Yeah, it yeah, it's not a problem. It's just different, right? Like when,
Very different.
but most like I don't know. Anyway, things are always kind of going awry, so kids are always kind of coming in and out, jacking with the schedule. But it just seems different when it's like summer and they're just always home. Like, well,
Yes.
Carol, where are you? Are you at a hotel or something?
Yes, I am. I'm in Colorado. We have a wedding this afternoon, but I got a chance to be on this morning and I even got my coffee.
Oh, it is legitimately coffee with Katie. That's fantastic.
Oh, Lila made it. She said she didn't know she's going to, and Louise.
Hi, guys.
Louise, are you at home too? That background looks different.
I'm in a different room just because it's better lighting.
Okay. I was like, it's funny how you get used to people's backgrounds.
I mean, ignore the ceiling; it's awful. And we need to sort it. It's because I'm sat in the bathroom just because it's like really good lighting right now.
Oh yeah, no, you're totally good.
Yeah.
House stuff just takes forever. I better close this Facebook. Okay. Okay. So what'd you say, Louise?
Lila just messaging chat.
Oh, here's Debbie. Lila, are you out by your chickens?
She's under the covers.
Yeah, she's in bed.
Oh, she is? Oh my gosh, that's funny. She's probably trying to hide so Neville doesn't wake up. Oh, that's awesome. So how is everyone? What's going on?
I'm good.
Good.
We finally have summer, I think, here.
Really?
I
Like,
think so.
No snow? Did you get snow the other day?
We did. Yes. It snowed, it rained, it snowed,
Can't make it.
lovely. I guess spring weather, I don't know. But now it's quite warm today. So, no happy medium, apparently.
You know
I
how
was going to say that driving through Wyoming yesterday, Kim, was quite nice.
What area were you over in?
Just coming down to Fort Collins.
Oh, yeah, that's
So just
nice.
I-25.
Oh man, Carol, if this had just been a year ago, we could have like met up.
Dang it.
That would have been so fun.
That would have been
lived,
great.
I lived like northwest of Fort Collins, like in the mountains over there.
Ooh, cool beans.
You drove by my old stomping grounds. Um,
Wait.
hey Garrett, welcome my friend. It looks like Catherine's.
Hey.
Hey Debbie, hey everyone, this is awesome. It's like our whole crew. We're just lacking a few people. Lila, by the way, you're cracking me up. You're under the covers, I just want you to know that. Okay, we won't tell anyone. Look at you under there.
Yeah, I was reluctant to put video on because I'm trying to file. I didn't want it to be distracting as I was listening. So I posted a link to Instagram. All right. This is because I actually had to get drug kicking and screaming into Instagram. So I've embraced it. And that is my second ever reel, like a real.
A real.
And it's on dragons.
Because you're good
in my office, dragons in my office.
Because you are good, my friend. That's awesome. You did a great job. You have a lot of dragons in your office. Here, I'll share my screen so people can see it as they're watching. So here's the Instagram post. You have lots of fun little trinkets. OMG, heavy.
Yeah.
Jane, do you do Instagram with your book reviews and stuff?
Yes.
You do? Okay. That's awesome.
I post like all my reviews with pictures. Sometimes, a lot of times the cover won't load, so I just put a picture of the author up.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Richard, welcome.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, Jane, what were you saying?
I said the picture is with the link for the review to my website.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I have an Instagram account. I just never log in there. So I totally understand, Catherine. Like it's just a lot to
I do have tea, by the way. I don't have coffee because it's like 12 a.m. here.
Oh my gosh, you're just like Lila then. Where are you at?
I am from Western Australia. I'm from Perth, so I'm on the west side of Australia.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Lila, who is under a blanket right now, as you can see in her picture. She's in, is it South Australia or West Australia? Is it South Australia? Okay, I thought it was South Australia.
She lives at an hour and a half ahead of us. Half an hour, I can't remember what it is these days.
Wow, that is, you guys are
welcome. That's awesome, Richard.
Yeah. Very cool.
Thanks.
How did you find my books?
My friend Jade
was
told
gonna
me
ask.
about them.
I was gonna ask if you're a Jade friend, because she'd emailed me and said that she had some more like friends coming. That's awesome. Well, Daniel hasn't popped on today, so maybe Daniel will pop in.
Hopefully,
Yeah, do you know Daniel too, Richard?
I do.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thanks.
I have tea as well. I don't really drink coffee, but I love tea, and my tea is practically as strong as coffee. I'm drinking chai today, if anyone has any other drink that they want to talk about.
I'm drinking normal green tea.
Oh, that's
I don't have
Water.
my fancy as like loose leaf.
oh,
with
nice.
me.
I love loose leaf. Is anyone else drinking anything good?
Just have water.
Oh,
Just
Jane.
water this morning.
But I have
Yeah.
a great water bottle though.
Oh my gosh, you have a
Oh,
great water
wow.
bottle.
Yeah,
That looks
see?
so, aren't those
I
so
love
fun?
it.
Oh, that's
I
it.
know.
I love that quote.
I know.
I do
It's
too.
so good. It's persisted through like 8 novels now. Actually 9. I can't
I'm just
remember.
drinking sweet tea.
Yummy. Sweet tea, the house wine of the South. That's awesome. Well, for updates for those of you, Derek is launched today. That's so exciting. Hopefully all the delivery emails and everything has gone out. I've been changing a lot of the ways we're managing emails. So people should be getting less emails, but more fulfillment. So hopefully all of them came through. We're able to kind of tweak and look at stuff. So hopefully those came through. Super exciting. We're having a really solid day. And just remember too, if you guys want to win some swag, the sword that Mike Thompson bought is up for swag, and then Garrett's dragon sign. It's so cool, you guys.
I love that.
I know. I love it so much. So you guys are gonna have to work really hard to beat Debbie. Debbie was like making pins on Pinterest and all this kind of stuff. So I also opened it up in the Facebook Live video that I just did. I was just letting people know, if you have purchased Derek in any edition, whether it's audiobook, paperback, or ebook, I'll also give you an entry for that. So all you have to do is forward the receipt to me and I'll give entries. Pretty much all of you have bought Derek. I'm not sure about you, Richard, but I think all of you have.
I
You
only
have
just
two.
started reading Flame, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, there won't be any spoilers, and even if we did, you're so far at the beginning that I don't know if it would actually spoil anything
I'm
for
only
you.
at like chapter 7 or something.
Oh, nice. That's impressive. So yeah, so if you whatever, just either forward the receipt or just send me an email and say, hey, I bought Derek in these formats, and then I will give you extra entries for purchasing Derek. And of course, oh, it's Dana. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Dana, it's been so long. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I have COVID. You know, just
Yeah,
can't
I
catch
know.
a break, but that's
Two
okay.
of us have it in the house now.
Yeah.
I think I might have it too. I just haven't tested. So I'm just quarantining at home. I'm sorry, Dana.
I
That's
went on holiday a few months ago and I got COVID from going on holiday. I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
I got
Oh.
back and tested positive. I was like, oh, this is great.
yeah. I mean, it's
I'm familiar with that cough, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty
so
brutal.
sorry for you.
I'm sorry, Dana. That's a
Poor
bummer.
thing.
Well, welcome. Anyway, so you guys can also, a lot of you have already shared the links for other people to get my first book free, the Flame free in audiobook and ebook. If you haven't shared it, that's another way you can get entries. And then of course, every day that you enter trivia will be an entry as well for the swords and stuff. So we're gonna have this open through Monday night so that people who are coming in on Monday evening on that Coffee with Katie call can earn it as well. So everyone here, just for coming to Coffee with Katie, will get an entry into the swag too. So
Yay!
Yahoo!
yeah,
Woohoo!
how awesome is that? I need to make
Wait. So how
We rock.
because I'm an idiot, how do you get the links that you can send it to your friends and stuff?
Yeah,
Before
here I'll put them in the chat thread. And then if you're in the Facebook group,
Which I am.
then I just did a live video, and in the comments I put the 2 links. If you share those, like on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you want to share them, just you can email me or even put it like make a note in that Facebook Live and a comment. Just let me know that you shared them or tag me. Then
I'll
each
put it on
time
my
you share.
Instagram.
Yeah, like each time you share, you get another entry to get the sword or um the wooden dragon tile that Garrett did. I had a reader email me and it was like, it's not a sheath, it's a scabbard. Sheaths are for knives. And I was like, oh, right, okay. So the sword has a scabbard slash sheath, and it's like a couple feet long, so it's a legitimately awesome sword. And then the hilt of the sword is like a dragon. It's really cool. So
Where
anyway,
did he find it, Katie? Do you know?
online somewhere, I think.
It's awesome.
I know he bought two, and like one for him, and then one to give away as swag with trivia. So I was like, oh, that was really nice of you. And then he bought a bunch of other stuff too that we'll probably give away with the Regina launch in August. So anyway, all right, I think I have everyone down that came today so far. So I'll make sure that all of you get tickets for that. It does look sharp, Lila. It looks really sharp. It looks pretty legit, actually. He says it's really cool. Mike was gonna come, but he's actually at like Universal Studios today, I think, in Florida.
Dang.
Oh,
Well, he
that's
like
cool.
he like went to Florida for a week, and they're hitting like every theme park, like
Oh, fun.
per day. So there's like
Wow.
6 days of theme parks. It's a lot of theme parking, but he's been sending me pictures, and it looks like they're having a lot of fun. So he said to tell everyone hi because he wanted to make it today. But
Well, hopefully they get their fun in as hopefully the tropical storm stays further south.
oh, is there a tropical storm coming?
Yeah, we're gonna get the tropical storm here in Southwest Florida, but Orlando's about 3 hours north of us. So they probably won't get much other than some rain, but
Oh,
and like my daughter's camping about 4 hours north of us this weekend, and it's not supposed to rain until Sunday there.
oh, okay.
Have y'all found Jim Cantori yet? Because I just saw a post a while ago. It's like, where is he in Florida? We're trying to find out where he is.
Well, if Jim Cantori shows up, we know it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
From
he
the
usually
Weather
goes
Channel.
where it's the worst, doesn't he?
Yes.
The Australian needs some context.
Well, Jim Cantori, Richard, he works for the Weather Channel, and he's a reporter meteorologist for the Weather Channel. And whenever there is a bad hurricane or a bad storm, he shows up, and he's the reporter on scene being blown away by hurricanes. So we know if Jim Cantori shows up, it's going to be bad.
Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome. I didn't know that. Louise,
Wow.
thank you for posting those links in the chat. So if you want, Richard, if you want those links to share, then Louise put them in the chat if you want it. And then I was just reading about your emails. So
Hey,
Louise,
Andy.
let's see. Hey, Andy.
Hello.
Okay, so Louise, you should.
What are you doing, Lila?
Happy lunch day.
Oh, thanks, Andy. How are you doing?
I'm in a rush. We have to go out today. So I'm in my going out
You
outfit
look so nice.
You look so nice,
Right.
girl.
and did my hair kind of like so I don't look all messy.
I totally understand.
The babysitter and not the mom. And I would not like that.
Yeah. Well, you look awesome. Where are you guys going?
Today is my sister-in-law's birthday. So we're going to do lunch at my in-laws. But before we go, we are going to church.
That sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we like going to this. We're going to a very small church, and I have to pick up some things I bought like 2 months ago, and I haven't picked them up. So, but it's gonna be fun. How are you guys doing? I heard somebody's. I had blah, blah, blah. Florida are having bad weather.
Yeah, there's a storm in Florida, Dana was saying.
But you guys north are like snow free right now, or just
For the day.
no, you're free now.
The storm that's hitting Florida is the one that came across the southern part of Mexico into the Gulf, and now it's just working its way northeast across Florida.
Yeah. Andy, we were just talking about how you can like earn stuff for the sword and the dragon tile that Garrett gave us. So Just if you have, I know you've purchased Derek, you can email me the receipt or just email me and I'll give you entries for having purchased it too. I just opened that up today. And then Louise, thanks for letting me know what emails you got. So you should have gotten, you probably, did you buy the audiobook and the ebook? Okay. So then those 4 you should have gotten. So that's good. And then the one saying it's available to purchase, you should not have gotten. Like I have the email set so that if you've purchased Derek, you don't get the one saying it's available. But the email, there's no way to like make this function. It's so frustrating.
I thought it was worth mentioning which ones I had.
No, I appreciate that because I don't know how it actually works unless people tell me. So those, I knew that some people might get 4 because I wanted to make sure they actually delivered and you got your links. But the one saying it's available, you shouldn't have gotten.
I say I got both of mine for the audio and the ebook, but then I also got the one saying it was available, but that's all right. It's better to be covered.
Yeah, well, because then if I don't send out 2 emails, one at midnight, one at 9, then I get equally angry emails that people didn't get them, you know? So I would rather like people get like 4 emails for those that bought ebook and audio.
Too many than not enough.
Right, yeah, but then I don't want people getting the one that says, hey, this is available if you already have them. So I'm trying to like cut down the emails, but there's only so much that I can do that the email service provider can or can't do, you know what I mean? So, but that's good to know. I appreciate knowing what emails are coming through for you. So I've also, I used to have like a separate email list for people that are interested in audio, but I've merged those so that the email, they're on the same list as everyone else. And then just whenever audiobooks are available, everyone will just kind of be hearing about it to kind of cut down the number of emails that you might be getting if you're on all the lists. So you'll still get all the right emails, just you probably won't get as many. So anyway, it's always a work in progress with emails. But by way of update for all of you, I finished Protect Me. So that's one of my romance novels. It is totally done. Carrie is doing our final proof run. And I will probably just launch that sucker next week. Like I know I said June 25th, but I think I might, once Carrie is done, I think I might just push it out. Like there's no reason to sit on it, and we're not doing an audiobook yet. The audiobook will come next year. But I think we'll just kind of get it out to those of you that have already bought and just let it kind of go live. So hold on just a sec. I got to get my dog.
I check on my receipts. Luis, I haven't seen you in a while. So nice to see you.
Yeah, hi. I was here last week, I think, but I mix it all up.
Yeah, Andy's been super busy. It seems like you've been in and out, huh, Andy?
Yeah, now we are getting in the car, so everybody's waiting for me. So I better go.
All right,
Have
so
a nice day, wherever you are.
enjoy.
Have a great day, Andy.
Bye.
Be safe.
So anyway, so Protect Me will probably be coming out. I don't know. I mean, I could, whenever Carrie finishes, I'll just put it into production and release it. So it'll probably just be midweek next week. And that's exciting. So Jane, I know you're excited about that one.
Yeah, very.
Sam finished a while ago, and she and I were discussing it after I did my final edits. There are a few things I needed to check. And I think Sushmita is finishing up her read too, because she's sensitivity reading it for me. Because Vikram is like Indian American, so she's helping me kind of navigate the culture there. Sam says that she actually might like Caitlin better than she likes Lizbeth. Jane.
Really?
I know. I was like, what?
Wow.
Is that possible? And she was like, I don't know. I just loved Caitlin. So
Wow.
she said it's a triumph and one of her favorites. So, I mean, I've always loved Vikram and Kate, but they really came off the page in a really good way.
Good.
That's really cool. So I'm excited for those of you that follow my romance to read Protect Me. And then The Forgotten Gods, I was supposed to be recording the audiobook all week, but whatever this is kind of delayed that. So I got like an hour and a half of the audiobook done, which means we're going to figure it out this week. Well, I was going to try and get it finished before my kids were out of school. So my daycare lady took my daughter all this extra time, and then I like couldn't record. So we'll figure it out from here. But so Garrett, your audiobook should be done recording by the end of next week. But it kind of doesn't matter because Arthur, my audiobook guy. Yeah, this is cold water. My audiobook guy Arthur also has COVID and is quarantined away from his audio studio. So he can't even like process the files anyway. So Dana, we're all a hot mess. What do you do, man?
As soon as COVID can go away.
No.
Yeah, this latest wave of COVID is a mess. I mean, I've never had COVID before. I managed to avoid it for 2.5 years.
How did you manage to avoid it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I work in
I
healthcare. I don't know how I did it.
I was like, aren't you an
are magic.
occupational therapist?
I am.
Yeah.
I was
And I
down the
teach
entire
too.
month of December,
Oh, Debbie.
That's a long one.
and I kept the migraines every day for the next 6 weeks after my day of recovery.
Oh,
You had long
girlfriend.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so the audiobook, I was telling you guys last week that I might be able to get you the Forgotten God, everyone on the launch team. I might be able to get that launch team, the Forgotten Gods, on the 17th of June, but it's looking like it's going to be the 24th. So we'll probably just get the Forgotten Gods to you like a week early, just because I'll need the audiobook time, and I don't want to launch it to ebook, the audio, or to the launch team in ebook and not audio. I want them both to come out together because that would be a huge bummer.
Yes, it
We have
would. And it's not fair.
What did you say, Jane?
I said, that's okay, because we'll have Protect Me for the interim. So we're
Yes. I know,
Yes.
because Derek, Protect Me, and the Forgotten Gods will all be within like 3 weeks of each other. And then there's the secret novella that comes after the Forgotten Gods. So you will have 4 books in a month.
Katie,
That's
you
awesome.
amaze me.
Isn't
You
that wild?
totally amaze me.
So
You're
wild.
amazing.
I said my mother-in-law is flying out today just to come visit us, and I was like, this is probably a good time. I've got like 4 books in 4 weeks coming out. If you could just watch the kids while I record an audiobook, that'd be great. So we'll see what happens. I don't know that I'll ever do this again where I have so many books coming out in such a short time, but I can honestly say with deep pride, and I hope Carrie can back me up on this, that no quality suffered in the production of these books. Even though we like brought the books out pretty rapidly, like they're hitting pretty hard pretty rapidly, I was able to do so much of it in advance that the books are rock stars. Like I didn't sacrifice quality.
Are rock stars. They definitely are.
They're great books. They're really great books. I was pleasantly surprised by Protect Me when I reread it. I was like, oh, this is better than I thought it was.
You never disappoint us, Katie.
I was just gonna say, I mean,
never.
Derek was, well,
It's always
I'm
it's always
still
like
trying. I'm
when you
still
wanna read your
reeling
own
from that
work,
ending.
hey.
I'm still
you
like,
know, that's how I am, Jane.
what did you do?
I wrote my review this morning and I'm just like, how do you even put that into words?
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
I read my review after, I'm like, that still doesn't do it justice. It's just like, wow. Yeah.
I love
So
hearing
yeah,
it.
I don't think anything suffered, okay?
Well, I mean, I'm testing my own limits here too, right? Like I'm trying to figure out what we're capable of doing, but keeping like the story is really high quality. So I'm really quite pleased with that. Richard, what were you saying?
Yeah.
I was saying it's a bit like that when you go and look at your own work again. Like I'm a classical musician. That's my training, and like I go like sometimes like years later I'll go and listen to something I've learned or like made up or something, and then I'm like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
Isn't it?
Yeah, taking those breaks and stepping back and having other people speak into the book helped me a lot. Like I have a really amazing team that helps me clean them up and make them look really good, and that helps too. So
What instruments do you play, Richard?
So I'm a classical pianist, and I've been probably playing for about 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that is awesome.
I also play like a couple of other instruments like guitar and stuff, but like mostly classical piano.
Oh, beautiful.
That's amazing.
That's who I am.
You're right, Debbie.
I literally haven't met any of the rest of you guys, so I'd love to get to know you guys a bit better.
Well, this is the place.
Well, we meet every
Yep,
week.
this is it.
Yeah.
And this is the crew. I mean, we have a couple of other people that kind of pop in and out. You know what I'm curious is what weather is doing up for Shelly in Canada.
We haven't heard from her for a while.
Yeah, and she normally pops in on launches.
Yeah.
She
She's
has
probably
a,
buried under snow.
she's up in Fort McMurray in like North Canada. And
Oh,
like the
wow.
hottest it gets is 55.
55. Jeez, that's so cold.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
get. when
she
you're
said
North
it was
Canada.
hot that day. Wow.
Like it's too hot. I'm like, too crazy. No, yeah, we have a great crew here, Richard. So you're welcome to come. We meet this time every Friday, and then yeah, I guess it's Monday, but it's like Tuesday around noon-ish in Australia. Is that right, Lila? I think. Anyway,
can't
In
talk.
that's
Type it out, Lila.
sorry,
that's
Lila.
9-ish in
Her-
Perth.
Sorry, say that again, Richard.
That's 9-ish on a Tuesday in Perth.
Okay, yeah. Perth is probably different from where like Jade and Lila are.
Perth is the same time zone as Eastern time over there, just 12 hours backwards or sorry forwards.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah,
That's
so,
how I work it out.
yeah, so it would be 9. Okay, that helps. My sister-in-law lives in New Zealand, so you'd think I'd be better about time zones over there, but it just boggles my mind. I can't ever figure it out. Oh, thanks, Lila. Okay, that's right. Jade is Western Australia, you're South Australia, and now I'll remember that Richard is Perth, and Daniel is in Oregon. So far away from that crew. Okay, so anyway, I think for updates, that's mostly what I have, except I've started Regina's ebook. So I'm almost done with Regina's first draft. She's the next novella after the secret novella after the Forgotten Gods that will be available. And then in August, we'll launch Regina. And she is shaping up to be a lot like Derek. Like
Wow.
just it's moving fast and she's witty and she has a lot of emotional stakes that I hadn't quite fleshed out that I realized are a lot deeper than I thought. So I'm enjoying
That's a
Regina
lot of reading too.
as much as I enjoyed Derek. So I
Yeah.
hope. Oh, see you, Catherine. It was good to have you here again.
Bye.
Oh, tell your mom happy birthday. Anyway, so Regina's shaping up to be a lot like Derek's story, where it's just really fast and a lot going on that I hadn't expected. And it's a really fun look into what's going on with Garland and the rest of the masters and all that kind of stuff. So I can say that without spoiling anything, Dana.
Well, that's
she-
good
is
because I'm only 68% of the way through
You're good.
Derek, but I know you guys have probably all finished it already, but I was a little comatose early in the week, couldn't read it. But anyways, I am intrigued by the hints of chemistry between Regina and Derek. No spoilers, but I find that quite intriguing. So
Yeah, me too.
A little more towards the end.
Yeah, depending on where are you at, what scene did you end on, Dana?
I am there. I'm at the scene where she is dressed like a girl. Like she's got the dress on.
Yeah.
And he's
okay.
unable to help himself. Derek sought Regina out yet again. A hint of her appeared off to the right.
Well, you're about to be super intrigued.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So Dana, I don't know if you heard this, but at the end of the Forgotten Gods, I have a secret novella coming out. Have you heard about that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So Derek ends where the Forgotten Gods ends. And
Okay.
so the Forgotten Gods has a lot that sort of needed to be resolved, but I couldn't fit that resolution into the Forgotten Gods without it feeling weird. And then I tried to put it into War of the Gods, but it just took up too much space and the other story had a hard time fleshing out. So I wrote a secret novella that's 20,000 words that sort of wraps up the Forgotten Gods and sends you on your way. But I'm not telling anyone the name, the title. It's all ready to go. The audiobook's recorded. It's all proofed. The ebook is up. It's ready to go and it's scheduled. The only place that you'll be able to access it for the first month after the Forgotten Gods launches is from the link at the back of the Forgotten Gods. So the Forgotten Gods ends and you're like, what? And then the secret novella is like 20,000 words. It will wrap everything up. Hey, stop.
squirrels again.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh, she's tired.
No, it's not a bear because they're caught. They're barking.
Because the dumb dogs
Squirrel.
don't bark at the bears. I have
Katie-
5
Literally.
dogs right now. I'm watching my friend's 2 dogs so that she'll watch mine in a couple months. So I have 5 dogs here. It's crazy. Anyway,
Are they all big?
Fine.
they're all bigger, yeah. But they all play together really great and they just kind of wander and wrestle. So it makes it easier for me because they tire each other out. So it's not a big deal.
I have my
So,
cat
so
just
Katie,
lying on
going
my
back to
bed.
what you said about
Yeah.
Regina, is she kind of like a human witch type thing of Prana?
Oh, a demigod?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, so you think Regina is a demigod of Prana?
No. Is she
No, it just
like
means
her
spicy, she means
personality? Is her
personality.
personality kind of
Oh.
like Prana?
You know, just a sec. Sorry. Actually, Regina's been easier to write than I expected. The best phrase I can give Regina is "still waters run deep."
Ooh.
She's had a lot more emotional depth than I expected. Like in terms of, as I've like written her story out, she's she just has deep loyalty and deep ties and like holds on to it quite a bit. So I've been really surprised. She has not been difficult to write. I've been doing like 5,000 words a day on Regina really easily because it's just flowing really quickly. The one that's been eluding me in this story is Derek, actually, which is funny.
Really?
My man.
Debbie. Attaboy. Well, it's probably because Debbie loves him and she's gonna fight Regina for him.
Well, she wins that sword.
Everybody
There she
loves Derek.
goes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Coming for her.
So yeah, Regina herself, I think has just surprised me because she's so emotionally tied into a couple things that I wasn't expecting. Regina and Lana actually have a history, and that gets explored in Regina's story, and it's deeper at play than I thought it would be. Did you have a question, Louise?
Yeah, when I was in bed last night, some really deep question regarding the law of the world came into my mind.
Yeah.
If that's okay to ask quickly.
Yeah.
So the way it came into my mind was we've got the witches, which are like one type of human within that world that have got goddess magic by default. And then you've got the mortals, which are non-magical humans. And then you've got demigods, which are half human, half god through parentage. I was thinking, based on that, is it possible for there to be potentially so if you think of the magic that the witches have, it's quite different to the magic that the demigods have. So would it be possible for there to be another type of, so like, because the demigods that we know of are children of the gods and mortals, could there be like demigods that are children of, like, we haven't got any that we know of, but that with demigods that are children of the goddesses and mortals, or even like a third type of human that is basically like the witches, but with a form of magic from the gods.
Oh, okay. So
I was thinking, is that overcomplicated?
No, I know what you're saying. So like if a god were to have a child with a witch, maybe, right?
I was more thinking, so within like the world, the witches are kind of like separate, a separate form of human to the mortals, sort of like Neanderthals and Homo sapiens kind of thing, it seems like. Would it be theoretically possible for there to be another kind that's more similar to the witches, but with god magic, like that, rather than goddess magic?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So
theoretically, obviously, this might never happen, but it was just something that sounded like could theoretically happen.
I see what you're saying. So basically, witches inherently hold the ability to do goddess magic. Mortals don't hold that, but could there be a third race where they inherently hold the ability to do god magic?
So yeah, it would be like verbal magic similar to the goddess magic, but
yes,
based off the gods rather than the goddesses.
Yes. So once my ideas for Alcara settle down, which might be in like 15 years. I have ideas for other parts of the world where that sort of thing might come into play, right? So away from Malaysia and Ankara, like a totally different like continent that contains some form of similar-esque magic but is inherently different. And in my head it involves the lesser gods. And where they start and what that is, I don't know. It's just an idea that's been ruminating in my head since I started the Lost Magic. So something like that could come into play. A similar question that I've been getting, especially since I launched Prana, is whether there will be demigods for the goddesses. Like if the goddesses have had children and produced demigods like the gods. And to that, I have no firm answer. Except that as of right now, like there is no known demigod for goddesses. Because that is like something that in the future I would probably play with a little bit, but I don't, in my brain, I don't have someone that's going to come out as this like hidden demigod for a goddess, you know? But I do, go ahead.
So, I was going to say, so basically it's theoretically possible for both, but none that you have thought of adding to the stories yet.
Right, yes.
That's basically what I wanted to know, if it was like in your, as the creator of this world, did it seem theoretically possible is more what I was wondering.
Yeah, no, I love that you're thinking about it that deeply. That's so fun. I like love knowing that my stories inspire that in people. It makes me so happy. Yeah.
Speaking of the Lost Magic,
yes.
you know, I kind of forgot. Hiddleston's kind of a bugger.
Wait, why do you say that?
You know, I had a long drive yesterday, so I was trying to finish up the Lost Magic, and I was like, he is kind of a little turd. You know, when he's kind of I was like, do I like him or not? I'd kind of forgotten about how he was in the beginning.
He was pretty defensive at the beginning. Like,
yeah, he was.
He's a little bit of a speaker. Lita, so you guys might have seen, this is an update I forgot. Andrea did, because Andrea is amazing. Hello, Andrea, so glad you're back. She messaged me about it, but I put the ebook and audiobook pre-orders up for both Regina and Lita. So they
got those, yep.
Yeah, awesome. So they have their pre-orders are out. Lita is really Lita and Hiddleston. We're gonna dive into Hiddleston through Lita's story. And you're going to learn like a lot more about him there, kind of like what makes him tick, how Derek knows his father, like how they're all connected, and why Hiddleston has sort of softened up and he's not as much of a jerk. Hiddleston plays a really important role in Derek. And I was excited about that because I wanted people to see a more functional side of Hiddleston, a not so defensive side of Hiddleston. And really his affection for Lita has sort of softened him a little bit more. But even if you look at his interactions with Bianca, he's still not the nicest guy. Right? Like he's really not the nicest guy, but also Lita isn't either. Like Lita's a little bit of a punk too, you know?
Yeah.
So they're made for each other.
Yeah, I just finished off as I got home last night as they were finishing their debate.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. You know what's funny about the question of like what being goddess touched means? That whole like plot line where Lita and Hiddleston are kind of debating it, I had no plans to go anywhere with that. It was just something I was going to have them debate. But as I wrote Rise of the Demigods, I realized, oh no, like it means something. I didn't even fully know what it meant when I finished Rise of the Demigods. And it wasn't until I finished The Forgotten Gods that I was like, oh, this is what it means. I had no idea. Like, I had ideas, but I hadn't really fully fleshed it out in my head until I got to The Forgotten Gods. So if any of you ever think I know what's going on, I don't always. And sometimes it just works out really well. Anyway, so yeah, Hiddleston's a bit of a punk, but we're gonna see a little bit of softening from him there.
Oh, good.
Andrea, were you gonna say something?
I was just going to say hi. I just kind of popped in, so I threw a message in there. I've missed everybody, and I'm looking forward to being back every week. And hopefully next week I'll be like camera on and ready on time.
No, you're totally good. We get it. Life happens, right? Especially when we're switching from spring to summer. And hello, Terry. I just saw you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you doing okay?
I'm playing with my tablet, so it's going to be a second here.
Oh, no worries. You're fine. Just wanted you to know we saw you. Well, Andrea,
Just a little tidbit for you guys dealing with COVID. If you can, get you some zinc, some colloidal silver, some elderberry syrup, and some olive leaf tea.
What was the other one you said the other day that was helping?
Sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds.
Yeah,
That's
sunflower
right.
seeds.
That's so random.
Yeah,
that.
that is a very random thing. Yeah.
Olive leaf tea. I've never heard of that.
You can I buy it from the company, but you can get it from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
You know, everything's from Amazon anymore.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm totally aware of that, unfortunately.
Or if you have a health food store close by, they probably have it.
That's the funny thing is like you have COVID, so you really shouldn't be going into the health food store. But you need to go into the health food store to get better from COVID. You know,
maybe you could have it Ubered to you or something.
Yeah, definitely not here, that's for sure.
Yeah, not here either. But
I wonder if they could like just you could call them and say you need this, get them information. They could just like drop it on their porch and you can like just go pick it up or something, you know.
DoorDash will actually do that.
That's good. Go DoorDash.
They will.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, any questions or anything you guys want to talk about before we start wrapping up in like 15 minutes?
Can I ask like about like just the process of making like an audiobook, like just like for yourself and for the people who also do audiobooks, like what's the process like? Because I'm always so curious because that's like my favorite form of taking in a book, like for myself. Like I love audiobooks and I'd love to know more about how that works.
Yeah, of course. Well, we have no shortage of audiobooks for you now. So I narrate my own audiobooks, which is kind of rare to find. Most authors don't want to learn it, and I don't blame them. Like for a long time I didn't want to either. It's definitely a different skill set, but I love it so much. I look at my audiobook narrating as more of a hobby. So really what I do is when I finish a book, Carrie, who's on here, she left, she'll kind of go through it with me to proofread it, and we get everything super like as clean as we possibly can. And then I have it's called a DAW. It's a digital audio workstation called Reaper.
I know what those are, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you know the DAW. So I have a
like
DAW.
Logic and stuff.
That's Reaper, yep. And I just have a closet with a Shure 7 MB microphone and a stand. And then Yep. And then I have headphones into my audio interface, which is a Motu M2. And I just plug it all into my computer, and then I open the DAW and I start like recording the audiobook. I do punch and roll to like if there's been a mistake, I punch back in and roll over it. And then it takes me about, if I record 45 minutes, well, like an hour of audio, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to do because I have to like stop and fix stuff. And then I just try to record as much as I can at a time. So I try to do like 3-hour segments of recording so that it's more consistent and smooth. And I try to record the same time every day because your voice changes through the day. And if I do it the same time every day, it's really smooth and you can't tell like when you're listening. Like if I recorded in the morning, or if I even recorded right now because I'm sick, you'd be able to hear it. If I record before 9 in the morning, I haven't warmed my voice up enough, it would sound different. So I try to record the same time every day. And then I listen to the files as I finish. So if I record like 3 chapters one day, I download them, process them through a leveler, and then I listen to them and I fix any mistakes. And then I send it when it's all done to my audiobook guy who just does like voice beautification and plosive removal and de-essers and that kind of stuff to kind of clean the file up. And then he sends it back to me and I run it live.
Excellent.
So like a 10-hour audiobook takes me about 15 to 20 hours to produce.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. It's fun to do it myself because I can act things out exactly the way I want, but the really hard thing is accents. So for example, I got an hour and a half recorded of the Forgotten Gods, and now I have to figure out an accent for the God of Fire. And for the love, I cannot figure out what I want him to sound like. So if anyone has an opinion on what Ignis should sound like, let me know. I'm like trying to... What'd you say?
If he's the God of Fire, you could make him Welsh because Wales is famous for coal.
Oh, that's true.
That's an idea.
Because Ventus has an Irish slant, and I haven't figured out Tontus yet.
Scandinavian.
Scandinavian for
Mhm.
Tontus? Or
Yeah, God of Thunder, Thor. So
yeah.
I would say Scandinavian.
There you go. Actually, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. So now I don't use the entire accent either. I just need like a few touch points and then I kind of make it my own. So like with Merrick, it's the R's, the flat I's, that kind of stuff, and that makes it really easy. And with Ventus and Amaret and Juna, the other Ventus daughter. Anyway, the Irish, it's not too hard either. They don't have the same rolling R's, but they have the like oi sound and a couple others that are pretty easy to stave off of. And I've thought about doing like a sort of a British Benedict Cumberbatch for Ignis, because Ignis is really pretty smooth and easygoing actually. But it's so hard, I feel like, with British accents as an American, because there's so many different types of British accents that it's hard to make it consistent without having like key touch points. And so I'm just having a hard time landing on Ignis. I spent like half an hour recording and re-recording their first whatever. So I think I just need to find like an actor or someone that I can just listen to and take notes on and then start adapting it myself and kind of see.
Oh, Benedict is a good one to go with. I love Benedict.
The problem with Benedict is he's actually pretty subtle. His accent isn't very strong. So when I've been listening to Benedict, it's hard to find any consistency that I can pull and make. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like,
depends, it completely depends what kind of British accent you kind of want, though, because there's like the standard, like
Henry
the RP
Cavill
one.
is a good one.
And then you've got like the London ones, and then you've got like the Sussex ones, and
Exactly.
you've got like all these different ones. It'll get very complicated.
Right. I even thought about like Australian, but
then there's like 15 accents
right.
here, even though people don't think there are. There's like 15 of them here.
Right. There's so many. So that's where I just need to. I think what I'm going to do today is scroll through Netflix and just or actually I have this meditation app that I use, and when I find a voice I like, I save it on a playlist that's just titled accents so that I can riff off of people's accents. I might just go through and start listening to accents and finding people like maybe Henry Cavill or some Welsh actors or something that I can kind of find and then listen to and kind of make my own. I just need to sit down and do it. It's a lot of work to figure out the accents, but then once I get it, it's worth it because I can do Merrick in my sleep now,
And Katie is one of your huge audiobook fans. Like, I love that you are doing your own narrating of the books.
Oh, I love hearing that. I had so much imposter syndrome over that. I was like, I'm not going to do very good. They're going to hate it. Like, blah, blah. It's so much over it. But I was like, this is dumb. I just need to do it. It's going to be awesome. And it has been one of the coolest decisions I've made so far.
One of the people that when you go to bed and you're saying, okay, I need to go to sleep now, and some weird thing comes to your mind. Yeah. Ewan McGregor came to mind.
Ooh.
Isn't he Welsh?
He's good.
Louise, isn't he Welsh?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I don't believe he is. No, he's Scottish.
Well, that's close.
Yeah.
Not really.
In the Hobbit films, the guy who played Bard, the one who, how do people know what happens in the Hobbit? Because I don't want to feel bad for spoiling a really old book that got turned into films like a decade ago.
It's fine. Okay.
The guy who kills Smaug, he's literally from the town, just like half-hour walk from me, or 10 minutes on the bus.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'll look him up.
But I know some shows, like, I'm not saying you have to go Welsh, but if you were thinking of that, then I know a few shows I could recommend that are literally really good for that. Like, there's one called Hinterland, which when they filmed it twice. Once where everyone spoke in English and once where everyone spoke in Welsh. So and then the Welsh version was broadcast like a year before the English version was. So if you could speak Welsh or you were okay with subtitles, you could see it early.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's like kind of like
Really
anime,
cool.
but they actually did refilm completely for the English. So you can't get like the Welsh version on Netflix, even though in the UK you can get the English version on Netflix, because the video footage is completely different in the sense that there are like slight different things to notice in the acting.
Okay. Yeah. I honestly,
It's literally a different version. That is so cool. Like not even a dub. It's like a literal different version. That is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would appreciate any of those so I can just start listening, even if I didn't use it for Ignis. Like I have so many books coming up that I'm narrating, because once I finish narrating The Forgotten Gods and Regina, I'm going to start the novel that Derek Sidaway and I are doing together. I'm going to be narrating that first novel of the 4 that we're co-writing, and there will be lots of different accents in there too. So I have a lot of places to use it. So anytime you guys stumble on someone that has a cool accent, just email it to me. I'll just keep it in my
Luke Evans.
I mean, with
Luke
Australian
Evans as
stuff.
well.
Luke
Go
Evans.
on.
Sorry, would you say that again, Richard?
I was gonna say with Australian stuff, I'll just watch something like Neighbours or like things like shows like that, or like The Bachelor Australia or things like that, and find like all the different accents here that we have. But then like there's plenty of shows or YouTubers as well who speak in an Australian accent as well, so it wouldn't be too hard to find.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of different sources. Ewan McGregor though, that has I forgot about him. And then Bard Who Killed Snog, I'll look into that too. Thanks, you guys are awesome.
Somebody mentioned Luke Evans a minute ago. That's the guy.
Yeah, he's well.
Okay, perfect.
And pretty. And he's pretty.
Yes, I love Luke Evans.
Andrea, go ahead.
Have you or will you narrate into audio Hazel?
It's done. Yeah, Hazel.
It is done. Okay.
Hazel is awaiting. So my audio editor is quarantined away from his studio because of COVID. So I have like 3 or 4 audiobooks that are ready for edits, but he's out of his studio. So that will be Hazel. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I had such a blast. So Water and Light comes out on the 17th, and then Hazel, it looks like, comes out on the 19th of August. We're doing an audiobook every 2 weeks, probably through spring of 2023.
I got my printed copies this week.
Oh, did you?
Water and Light and Hazel. I got them this week.
Yeah, so I think we're all caught up on paperbacks. I think all the books that I have in ebook are now also available in paperback, and we're just doing that in audio now. The reason it's going to take so long to get totally caught up in audio is because I have 9 romance novels that need audio, so all of my romance will be going into audio too once we finish all of this other stuff I've done. So anyway. So yeah, so I have 4 audiobooks that will be processing soon. However, Andrea, I will, if you have pre-ordered Hazel, then you should, as soon as I get it back from Arthur, I set it live on my website. I just don't email people about it until farther out because there's just so many launches this year that it gets confusing. I mean, I would have 4 audiobooks available like on the same day. It's just too much. So I just have it scheduled out when the announcement will be. But if you've pre-ordered, then the day that I get it, you'll be getting your link, and then it will be live on the website. So anyone could go buy it. I just don't announce it. So you'll be getting Hazel as soon as I get it back from Arthur.
Okay, awesome. It's just one that I've kind of been watching for.
Yeah, it's so fun. I really love Hazel. She's so sweet, and it was fun to kind of like seed some of Bianca's origins into like her grandma and that kind of stuff. Is really fun. So that's awesome. Oh, sorry, Lila, I was just reading a message. Oh, of course. I would be so sad if I missed Coffee with Katie. You guys gave me something to look forward to. But it'll just be an hour today. My kids are only content for about an hour without me. But I will be meeting in tonight. If anyone wants to hop onto the romance call, then we can, depending on who all is there, then we can discuss Derek's stuff too. But I'm trying to get my romance readers to see if they want to have like a specific romance call, especially with Protect Me coming out soon. So we have a call tonight at 7 Mountain if anyone wants to come to that too. And yeah, thank you all for coming. It's so good to see all of you again. Even if you can just pop in for a little bit, it's awesome to see you all. And I have
Hazel, is Hazel where we can pre-order for the audio?
Yes. Yeah, Hazel's up for pre-order. Yeah. The only ones that aren't up to pre-order for audio, I think, are the short stories from Network Series and short stories from Miss Mabel's. Although those are in production right now, the short stories from the Network Series is. But I'll probably be getting those pre-orders up pretty soon. Probably by the next Coffee with Katie. Next Friday, I'll have those audiobook pre-orders available too. So I'll let you know when they're out.
And Katie, I don't know if it's because I have your website saved, and so I'm always going to it. But like when I reached out to you earlier this week, when I go into the katiecrossbooks.com and I go to the audiobooks, I still don't see Lita, but I've pre-ordered, but when I put it in the search bar, it pops up. So like just now I went in, I don't see Hazel, but if I put it in the search bar, then I can see it.
So if you go to like audiobooks.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either, Katie.
Oh, I can fix it right now.
But if you put it in this, if you put all the two, Katie, from this week that I asked you about, and Hazel, like if you type that into the search bar, it will pop up. It just
shows
isn't
the audio
showing me.
Does it show audio?
Well, like when I pull up the page, I don't see it at all on the audio, but if I type Hazel into the search bar, then I can see it in the audio.
Okay. Yeah, I might just need to I sometimes it just enters draft status and I just need to put it active, so I can do that once we're off the call so that you guys can pre-order the Hazel audiobooks. So give me like 10 minutes and then it should be live so that you guys can pre-order. The thing is I just have to check there has to be automation set up on my email service provider before it goes live on the website so that it captures that you've purchased it, so you get the order. So let me just make sure that's done. I'll set it from draft to live and then it'll be available for pre-order of Hazel audiobook in like 10 minutes.
Okay. And Lita and Regina, I kind of had like, I still don't see them, but when I typed it in the search bar, I did see it come up as audio and I was able to pre-order that way.
Okay. Let me.
And again, I don't know if it's me. So if
no, you're fine. I know
something different.
I'm grateful.
There are some hidden ones.
Go ahead.
Get it by search.
There are some that aren't meant to be accessible, like the launch team editions. You could find by searching back when they were a thing, which was really weird. But you couldn't find them, so I think it's because they've not been officially announced. They're probably still hidden.
Well, it's part of it too. Is you add it. I have collections, and what happened is so Lita should be showing up in just a second. I have it, I just forgot to put it under the audiobook collection, but it's under a different, like the Network Saga audiobook collection. So for Regina and Lita, it's just that they weren't put on into both collections. So this one.
Yeah, and when I entered that, when I just put them in the search bar, I could see it. Hazel, I still haven't, but I trust you. It's going to pop up. And when it does, I'll be ordering. Pre-ordering.
You're awesome. I appreciate that. So let me, there's Lita and Regina. I thought there was, I forgot. Okay. Okay, so Lita and Regina. I'm just putting these in order. Okay, those are up. Hazel will be up in 10 minutes. I just have to double check my email service provider. But now Lita and Regina have been put in the collection. So you might have to refresh, but once you hit audio.
I can see them now.
Okay, perfect.
I can absolutely see them now.
So I have two collections. There's an audiobook collection that populates from that menu. And then I have the Network Saga audiobooks that I use like at other times. And it just hadn't gotten to the audiobook collection. That's all. So thank you. That's awesome. And then I'll get Hazel. I'll close this out and then we'll get Hazel up for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, I love you all. Thank you so much for a great launch call.
Thank you.
And we'll
See you later. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.